Hey, what's up? It's Tuesday. I'm Jim here for the Rough Cuts. Today's film is Home Alone 4. Home Alone 4 is the fourth film in the Home Alone franchise, and quite honestly, the absolute worst. I've seen 1 and 2 countless times. Home Alone 4 is not like Home Alone 3, which, by the way, I haven't seen really. I saw Home Alone 3 at the post office I always used to have to go to, and it was always on, but I had to wait so long. I honestly think I have seen the whole thing. I've just seen it on mute at the post office. I guess this is a reboot, although I read on the internet it could be an interquel, which is when you make a sequel that takes place between 2 films after those 2 films have been made. So like the Metroid Prime video games. That was the example on Wikipedia. In this movie, Kevin is some age he was that was between 1 and 2. I don't know. It doesn't matter. That's a stupid theory because it's not even like realistic. It's just Buzz, one of his sisters, and him, and his parents are divorced. So, like, let's further shit on my parade. Not only did we make a Home Alone 4, we're gonna have Kevin's parents get divorced. I mean, why don't you just tell me Santa Claus isn't real? That's like that actually kind of pissed me off. But then he goes to where his dad lives with his new girlfriend who's like younger and rich, which is this crazy, smart house they call it, and you have remotes and you talk to them and it's like door open. And it's like this really fancy, amazing house, and like she's super rich and she'll just like buy his love. Like she made this awesome kids room with like huge TVs and video games and all this stuff, but she's an evil person. She's like mean and rich and stupid. Anyway, he's in this tricked out crazy house where he's got like a huge TV and a massive bed and a computer, and then the Marv comes from the Wet Bandits, but he's not played by Daniel Stern, who said it was an insult that they asked him. Apparently they didn't ask Macaulay Culkin or Joe Pesci. So then he sees that the Wet Bandits, or it's like, no, not the Wet Bandits, it's just Marv and his like girlfriend, and they're trying to break into this house and kidnap the prince. But oh yeah, there's like a royal family who's visiting the crazy smart house for Christmas. What they're the royal family of, they never get into that. I don't know why a royal family of anything would go to a smart house in America during Christmas. She has a butler who I guess is trying to do the Tim Curry thing from Home Alone 2. You know how in Home Alone 2 he had the talk boy? Well, in this he has like super crazy spy equipment that Dad's new girlfriend Natalie got for him. It's just like such a fake, bad TV movie. It reminds me of like the later sequels of Jaws, like 3 and 4. It's all about the brand. Like that's all they really gave a shit about. The movie itself and the plot is just like secondary to the fact that like, hey, it's Home Alone. Apparently they wanted to do 1, they wanted to do 3 with Macaulay Culkin as a teen, but he didn't want to do it. The thing with this is I had kind of a morbid curiosity. If you ever see French Stewart is in a movie or anything that's not Third Rock from the Sun, just don't watch it. Wasn't he in Inspector Gadget 2? The kid actor, he's supposed to be like 8 or something, and he looks like at least 5 or 6, or maybe younger. He looked like really young, and he wasn't really good at all. And a lot of the scenes were like the slapstick scenes weren't actually that well edited together. Like there was one scene where like they're getting drowned because he floods the house because they're coming to attack him. I don't know. None of the stunts were really that well done, but when they're drowning and stuff, I could barely tell what's going on. It just looked like confusing and awful. This was actually a pilot they made to launch a Home Alone TV series. At the end of this movie, his parents get back together. Spoilers. In the original pilot, the ending was they didn't get back together, which kind of made more sense because them getting back together kind of came out of nowhere a little bit. This has to go down as one of the worst sequels, like probably ever. Why call them the McAllisters? Like, can't they just be something totally different? Like, why call him Buzz? There's like no real similarities to the characters you remember in the Home Alone films. Yeah, I kind of hate this movie. Thank you again, Rough Cuts, for watching. I'll be back next Tuesday. Subscribe to my main channel in the info box below. Subscribe to the Rough Cuts if you haven't already. And follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, and potentially VHX. And follow Earl Barrett Holloway's Tumblr. He does the picture at the beginning of the end of this video. In Home Alone 5, we just forget it. I do like a Superman Returns, and like 3 and 4 don't exist. Well, what happened is, I've had this planned out for years, actually. So Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci, who would come back for this amazing idea I have, are waiting at the airport. And Daniel Stern's like, is he gonna show? And Pesci's like, oh, he's gonna show. And then, walking up to them in the restaurant in the airport. They're in an airport. I think it's like Moody. So Kevin McAllister walks up, sits down. Yeah, Macaulay Culkin, and like, we need to get, like, this kid's real good. We wanted to get an expert. And he goes, and he's like, I'm in, or something like that. And then he goes, and he's one of the wet bandits, right? Okay, and they have to beat this kid, and it's not from the kid's perspective, because we've like come on, that's been done. So it's from the wet bandits perspective. So it's Pesci, Daniel Stern, and Macaulay Culkin, and they're trying to take down this kid who's doing traps, and like, so Macaulay Culkin would get hit in the face with paint cans and like all that stuff. I don't know. I think that's how you make a sequel to Home Alone. That's the only way I'd see it.